The time has now come for most Ontarians to bid the pandemic farewell, to say goodbye to the idea that the government needs to be micromanaging every aspect of our daily lives. Come this Friday, a lot of Ontarians are going to be celebrating a further stage of reopening where a lot of indoor activities, they're going to be allowed to happen. Long overdue, so say many people. But Ontario will still be far behind other provinces. Alberta, British Columbia, on July 1st, they said goodbye to all their pandemic restrictions. They ended their mask mandates. Saskatchewan actually did the same just a few days ago. And the chief medical officers for BC and for Alberta, that's Dr. Bonnie Henry and Dr. Dina Henshaw, they actually gave their final regular press conferences. They said farewell. No more appearing before the podium every second day, twice a week, what have you, to tell the people in their province, this is where you must stand, this is where you can go, where you can't go, and so forth. These are the precautions you need to take. They're ghosting away back into the background to return to the jobs that they did before the pandemic even commenced. This is really great on their part to see these officials who had really so much power over people's daily lives to say, you know what? Now is the time for us to gracefully step away. Let's hope we see that happening in Ontario ASAP. Because notice I said at the beginning, now is the time for most Ontarians to say goodbye to the pandemic, but there are still some people out there who have not been able to receive the second dose of vaccine that they would like to get, or people who are still high-risk individuals, they have concerns. They've decided, okay, I understand these activities are now legally allowed, but I don't want to participate in them. That's fine. It's just now it's all about personal choice and making informed personal decisions. It's no longer about the government dictating to you what you can and can't do. And also, here's an important part. It's no longer about you or ratting on your neighbor or you obsessing about what other people are getting up to. All of this talk about vaccine passports, it's really concerning. Toronto Region Board of Trade saying we need to see vaccine passports in all non-essential business activities, even including places like indoor dining. Give me a break. If you believe you need that double vaccine protection, as the majority of Ontarians clearly do, vaccine rates are extremely high. Vast majority of people have gotten that one dose so far. Second dose is ramping up. Well, then you've done and you've gotten what you felt you needed to do. Stop obsessing over what other people are doing, and now make responsible choices for you and your family. This is where we're at now in Ontario, and quite frankly, it's where most other places comparable to us were at quite a long time ago, weeks ago, months ago before us. We've seen it successfully happening in pretty much every state in the US, a number of Canadian provinces, Singapore, for example, saying, we're done with this. We're not even reporting our daily case counts. We don't want people stressing out, freaking out about these numbers anymore. It's an endemic virus. It's unfortunately here to stay. It's going to become a part of the background. We're going to have to manage it responsibly, but we got to learn to live with COVID because there's more to life than just obsessing about COVID-19. Great to see other jurisdictions going in that direction, and Ontarians really need to look around the world and see what's happening on the other side of the world when it comes to, say, Singapore, and also pretty much in our own backyard, Michigan, which borders Ontario, or places like Alberta, places like British Columbia, where, in BC, they actually kept the schools open pretty much the whole time. Young kids, elementary school age kids, they didn't even wear masks in the classroom, and guess what? It worked out fine for them. Ontarians, usually a very cosmopolitan, worldly group of people, really informed on what's happening everywhere, but I don't know, they've been deliberately wearing blinders or something for the past year, not that familiar with the steps that other jurisdictions are taking to evolve their response to COVID-19. We got to look around, we got to look at best practices, and we got to take more steps forward.